But let's cover this long question that had come in, and I'm a painfully slow reader. Don't give up on me. We're going to get through this here. It says, help. I'm buying land directly from the owner. I am going with a title company and bought title insurance. I'm not going through bank loans. I'm a first-time buyer on land, but the title company wants me to wire the money to an account and they will disperse the money. I don't like this method because who knows where that money will go. I made a deal with the owner, not the attorney, so wiring the money is not what I want. The lady at the title company also says that both parties don't need to be present to sign and transfer a deed. I believe that both parties should be present to sign and transfer a deed. I also prefer to give the owner a cashier's check because cashier's checks will prove that I paid the previous owner, and I would keep a copy with the parcel number on the cashier's check. This would prove that I paid the previous owner, right? There shouldn't be a closing cost if I go through the title company, right? Whew, that was a lot. So let's go ahead and dive into this here. Okay, first things first, wiring money to a title company is very safe. Don't overthink this. Title companies have to follow certain guidelines to stay in business. And fun fact, when you go to your banker and you say, I'm wiring money to this account for a property purchase, the banker actually runs your name and the title company's name just to make sure there's no record of any fraud going on, any money embezzling, any funky stuff, cartels, all that craziness right there. They make sure everything's on the up and up at surface level there. So they kind of do a check for you. Then you send the money. The title company's job is to make sure everything transfers to you securely and all the money goes to the buyer securely and everything's smooth. That's why we hire them. They're, a secondary party, third party, whatever you want to call them, to make sure everything goes slick, smooth, and no problems whatsoever. Let's see, what else do we got here? As far as parties being present, not necessary at all. We have technology. We need to use this technology. Two people do not need to sit at a table and slide checks back and forth, especially in our current times here. The less people, the better. I don't go to closings. My sellers don't go to closings. My buyers don't go to closings. Everything's just handled remotely. Totally legit. Everything's fine. No worries. The biggest thing is just making sure that it's a reputable company. And like I said, your banker's actually going to look into this for you before they wire the funds for you. Everything's got to follow guidelines, and they're going to check into that. It also says in here, what do we got? There shouldn't be a closing cost if I go through a title company, right? Yes, there's always closing costs. That's what they're getting paid to do. A title company's issuing title insurance. They're handling the closing. And yes, there's always junk fees in there. You got to pay to play. Just make sure your profit's big enough to cover all those junk fees and give you the profit as well. Everything's good to go. Let's see, what else we got here? As far as the cashier's check saying that it's proving that you paid for the property, that's what the wire is really, because on the wire, there'll be a memo on your wire stating what it's for, and the title company makes it very clear on your statement there what that wire amount is getting dispersed to. The seller gets this much, title company gets this much, and you're getting a property in place of that. So I know these deals could be scary in the beginning, and it's totally cool. Fire away with any questions, but it seems like you're overthinking this a little bit here. Go ahead and use that title company. That's what we have them there for. And all this seems to be on the up and up to me.